records show that there are 45 in attendance to tonight's meeting. The minutes of the previous meeting were made available to senators. However, we have been made aware that there were errors to the journal that were sent out. Because of this, we will present the journal within a week and make sure that at the next Senate meeting we will get it approved. Today we have a special guest with us. Kurt Langford is here with us. He serves as the Vice President for the Alumni Engagement with Texas Tech Alumni Association. Please give him a warm welcome to the Senate Chamber.
Talk into the mic, right? So great to be with you all. I've been looking forward to this, and primarily just wanted to come and introduce myself and to thank you all for the good work that you do on behalf of the university and representing the Alumni Association. A lot of exciting things happening at the alumni office. Some of you may be more familiar with some of those things than others, but such a wonderful, proud alumni base, and we're having a tremendous growth and good things happening. It was fun to be with Faith just recently at the Orange Bowl. We got to do kind of a gift exchange with the University of Oregon Alumni Association. We had a lot of fun with that out there. But I think what I want to do here at the beginning, if you don't mind, I want to take a picture with all of y'all doing a guns up so I can share this with all of our alumni and brag on you all. So I'll put that. All right. 1, 2, 3. Good. Those of you who know me, I'm a Facebooking fool. I'm on social a lot. But love to connect and connect, socially and with our alumni throughout the city, throughout the state, throughout the country, and throughout the globe. So many programs that your alumni association is actively involved in. You may or may not know, but 2023 was a big year, not just for the university, but for the alumni association as well. We were able to, we encountered a lot of growth that year as part of our centennial, and even actually surpassed 100 alumni chapters. Of alumni throughout the country and even outside of the country. And that number continues to grow. We're pushing about 114, 115. A lot of people especially proud to be Red Raiders these days, as you know. So just about every metropolitan area that you can think of throughout the country and all throughout the state of Texas, we have strong alumni chapters. And that's one of the things that I want to encourage you to think about and get plugged into and get involved in, whatever you do, your hometowns, and when you graduate, please be involved with your alumni chapter. If you haven't already downloaded our app, Texas Tech Alumni Association on the App Store, download that. You'll learn a lot more about us. There's a lot of neat things. We just helped sponsor the College of Media Communications Career Fair in Dallas right after the new year. And it was fun. A bunch of the students downloaded the app. There's a little Easter egg on the app. It's kind of a thing when you click the More tile and scroll down, you'll find the victory bells there. And there's actually a way in which you can ring the victory bells on the app. So wherever you are and whenever tech rings, you can take those victory bells with you. But all of our alumni chapters are documented on that, the alumni directory, Texan Connections, so many different ways to get involved and getting plugged in and stay plugged in with your alma mater. The Texas Texan Magazine is the publication we've been mailing to alumni since 1950. We just completed our 75th year of that publication, which we're very, very excited about that. We'll be mailing the next issue here in the next couple of weeks of the Texas Texan with Joey McGuire hosting that Big 12 trophy to all of our members throughout the country. So the Alumni Association is growing. We've launched the 1923 Society. You may hear a lot about that. That's a growing group of about 2,000 alumni beyond our 25,000 alumni that are contributing at a minimum of $1,000 a year. And again, all of this is to help in our primary mission of academic support to the university in the form of student scholarships. That kind of gets to the nexus of what we're about, is supporting you all, the students, and the next generation of Red Raiders. And it's such a wonderful story there. As you know, the Alumni Association actually restored the ring tradition here at Texas Tech in the spring of 1999. The Student Alumni Board was active after doing a long student survey at that time and working with student government to restore the university's ring tradition that was really back in the 40s and the 50s. A lot of universities had lost their ring tradition, and your alumni office took an active role into bringing that back. And we're, 30, 40 years into that now. And just this last fall hosted the largest ring ceremony we've ever had at the United Supermarkets Arena with over 5,000 people present. We moved that ring ceremony a few years ago to the arena on a weekend, enabling the parents of a lot of first-gen graduates and other graduates to come and experience the event that wouldn't otherwise be able to do that. and that's what's helped fuel the growth. So our ring days for this spring are February 14th. We begin on Valentine's Day through the 17th. And the ring ceremony for the spring will be on April 19th, Sunday, April 19th. I say that because the ring tradition has come a long way. We were kind of on the forefront of a school representing that you can restore a ring tradition. And we have a tremendous opportunity to continue to grow that ring tradition. It's a wonderful way in which to represent your alma mater no matter where you go. And I hope you all will participate in the ring tradition. I've seen several rings in the room already. And if you can, to the extent that student government can help us to promote and advocate for the ring tradition for the sake of the university and our alumni network, that's in all of our best interest. And that's one thing that I would advocate for with the spring. We do the ceremony every fall and every spring, and that's growing. And just another example of all the ways in which we connect. Legacy Club, this next month, we're doing the promotion for Legacy Club for this year. And that's where grandparents, and we have people that are in Legacy U in the summer where grandparents are actually able to host their grandkids at a 2.5-day camp here on campus. You can't start too early in recruiting next generation Red Raiders. So a whole lot of ways in which we're engaging and connecting with alumni and students. My office is at the McKenzie Market Alumni Center. We also operate the Fraser Alumni Pavilion. You're familiar with those facilities. But let me say here at the end, the McKenzie Market Alumni Center is your home away from home. You're always welcome there. They call me Tumbleweed. I'm on the road a lot, traveling and connecting with alumni. But if you can catch me or our team at the office, please come by and visit with us. I'd love to meet you personally, learn more about your story, hear about what you're doing and what you plan to do when you leave this campus. But again, that is your home away from home, regardless of what college you graduated from and what you do. That's the common connecting point for our alumni coming back to their alma mater. The McKenzie Market Alumni Center, which if you didn't know, was originally the president's home, one of the very first 6 buildings on this campus. So when we expanded in the beautiful Alumni Center, we did that from the original home, and that's why we like to call it your home even today. So with that, I'll leave it to get you back to your business. Again, Kurt Langford with the Alumni Association, graduated in 1990 and got my master's in 1997. Don't know if y'all were born then or not, probably not. But so appreciate you all and everything you do for the university. Come by and see me, you're welcome. Thank you.
The Alumni Center is a very prominent figure that we work with and collaborate with throughout the year, so we're always grateful and thankful for the help that they not only provide us, but also provide all Texas Tech Red Raiders on campus. So let's give one more big round of applause to the Alumni Center.
Any initiatives that we can help y'all with, let us know.
Thank you so much. Proceeding on to open forum, Rule 32, Section 2 of the Senate states that any student enrolled in Texas Tech University may address the Senate during the open forum on any issue for a maximum of 10 minutes. If you wish to address the Senate at this time, please rise, state your name and college for the record. Seeing none, we shall now proceed to executive reports. Please welcome to the floor Chief of Staff Ryan Cavazos.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone had a sensational break and ready to kick off the new semester. So starting off, I have another SORC meeting. I have one last semester. Just to refresh your brains, it's a Student Organization Representative Council, and it's where I help student organization leaders learn how to receive funding through student government. And then I will be also trying to host another town hall for the Student Success, I was supposed to say corridor, not district, my bad. Sometime later this semester with Lisa Munoz, who's on that board as well, and then me and our Director of Government Relations, Carter Arrett, as well as Gunn and Faith, will be working on planning the Big 12 Conference, which we will be hosting in the fall, which is very exciting, especially for all of you guys who will be returning to the Senate this next school year, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then I'm also, new job for me is looking into increasing student wages, so yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Let's get started. Thank you.
Please welcome Graduate Vice President Christian Gonzalez.
Hello everyone, good to see you all again. Hope you all had a good Christmas break and Happy New Year. Just some new updates on my side. I was able to meet with Dean Sheridan. I was really happy about that. met with him, got a lot of good information on the mental health awareness for graduate students, as well as possibly talked about the timing of the pay for graduate students for assistantships. So got some really good information about that. But the most important thing I think that came out of that was the graduate school town hall and open forum that he had mentioned. Looking further into details about when and where this might be. To my understanding, it's online, but that's also unconfirmed, and I don't know the time. If you or any graduate students that you know have any issues, this would be the time to bring it up. And the dean has a panel full of individuals that will be more than happy to help them out. And hopefully I will be there as well, able to speak at the event. This week we do have Graduate Welcome Week. That has already been underway. We've had 2 events so far. The last one for my graduate senators in here, if you do happen to be available, please participate in the graduate lunch tomorrow. I will be there passing out pizzas, trying to meet as much people as possible. It's a good event. Last time, I think, or last year they did this, they told me they had about 100 people in there. This year we have about 90 registered. Of course that fluctuates, but we're always looking forward to seeing new people. That's all for me, but if you have any questions about like graduate school or anything like that, please don't hesitate to call me. I know I don't know about any and all majors, but I will try to point you in the right direction. All right. Thank you.
Please welcome to the floor External Vice President Robert Stevens.
Hi guys. Glad to see you all back. I hope you had a restful break. The quote did not edit, but I know it off the dome. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And you showing up here today, I say that because you showing up here today, I'm looking at how many pieces there are, 17. No, there's more than that. You showing up here tonight proves that you believe in a better tomorrow, and I just want to say I'm looking forward to seeing all the great things you plant this year. A couple opportunities. Take a Kid to the Game is this Saturday. If you haven't signed up, almost everybody in this room can sign up, and we would love to have you. That goes for first years, senators, ambassadors, literally anybody. Come on, we'd love to have you. There will be pizza. Voter registration on the 27th, the 28th. We will be tabling outside the sub, registering people to vote. More information about this is in an email I sent to all of you guys. So be sure to check those. Sign-ups are there as well. Voter History Day and Lubbock Uncorked. More information about those are also in those emails. There's another slide. Safety Week, that's coming up March 9th through 13th. You can go ahead and take a picture of this slide. This details what time we will be tabling and how many volunteers we'll need. I won't go into every single one for sake of time, but make sure to read those. My office is open if you have any questions, or my number. I think my number is somewhere too. TLC Day is April 11th. Mark your calendars for that too. Welcome back. Have fun.
Please welcome to the floor Student Body President Faith Geiswhite.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you all had a great holiday season. Not much from me, but Big 12 on the Hill is coming up in February. We'll be traveling to that. If you're interested in the topics we'll be talking about, these are the 2 topics, Affordable College Textbook Act and the Loan Act, that all Big 12 universities will be talking about on one day while we're in DC. Joint Congress, I actually just got off a call for that. It could potentially be March 7th, so mark your calendars for that as well. It virtual or in person, we're looking at hopefully trying to have it in person. So super excited for that. And that's with Angelo State, both of our health science schools, and then Midwestern State as well. So you'll get the opportunity to meet fellow senators from across our system, which is a really unique opportunity. A community service event with the University of Oregon. Mr. Langford mentioned that earlier. That was a really cool opportunity, but also great to connect with the Dean of Students from their university and talk about joint issues that come across our student government and our students, but as well all the way up in Oregon too. Student Success District, the committee me and Ryan sit on, that's coming to close. And so we'll have the town hall to update everybody and get final thoughts and final things from the students sometime soon. Election timeline, if you are interested in running to be a senator or a student body executive for next year, the election timeline is posted on the student government website. As well, will be posted on the Instagram account soon. Intent to runs are open and are due soon, so if you're interested in that, please fill it out. Senator and FYE headshots, super excited. I got the headshots back. We took a while back. So please be patient, but those are being sent to the PR committee for Senate, and they'll get those dispersed to you guys. From the PR committee, expect some type of form to be sent out for senators to fill out, and on this we'll be able to highlight y'all on the Instagram account and get that posted swiftly throughout the next semester. But once again, be patient with them because I just sent it like 20 minutes ago to them. So that's all from me.
Moving on from executive reports, we shall proceed to judicial reports. Seeing as there's no judicial reports at this time, we will continue to remarks of the President of the Senate. So, hi guys, welcome back. It's glad to see you all back again for the beginning of the semester. And if you're anything like me, the spring semester goes by very, very quickly. So I'm excited to get back to work and also get into campaign season and the rest of the semester that we have in the Student Senate. I know you're all working on such amazing things, so the time is now. Hit the ground running and start working on those as fast as possible. With that being said, there's a Senate refresher next Thursday at 6 p.m. It's going to be in the Student Government Office Conference Room. This is optional for current senators. However, for new senators, this will be mandatory as it's just Senate training, and so just to get you acquainted with not only what's going on in the Senate work, but as well as parliamentary procedure. As we all know, sometimes that is a little bit difficult. As a reminder, point reminders for you guys: 2 action pieces for the semester, 1 congratulatory, 2 outreach, 3 service hours, and 1 meeting with the IVP. And if you can tell, I put a glorious QR code to my book a time to meet with me. So again, you can always take a picture of this QR code, save it, or at the bottom of all of my emails I send, there is a link down there. You can click on it, schedule a time to meet with me straight into my calendar. And so you can get your IVP point, or if you just have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions about points, always reach out to me or the Rules and Administration Committee. We're happy to help you guys clarify anything like that. Additionally, mark your calendars. SGA Banquet is happening April 17th. Melanie and I have been working really hard on getting this done, and so we'll be in the historic Baker Building. It will start at 6 p.m. Doors will open at 5:30. You'll get a reminder. Everybody in this room will get a form to RSVP the incoming months, but always just keep it on your calendar so you're not planning anything too big for that Friday. And lastly, over the break and recently, as in yesterday, I got the pleasure of sitting on the IT panel. Faith usually sits on it, and so I got the opportunity extended to me to sit on it, and it's where we work with the entire IT division, and they ask us questions on behalf of all students of how our IT experience is going and things that we're looking forward to in the future. So I put it on their agenda to help us with registration. And so if your registration platforms are starting to work in the near future and you don't have to prepare for battle like we always do, just know that our IT department is working very, very hard on getting that fixed for all of us. So that is all that I have from you guys today. As always, we are all here for something greater than ourselves. And our 61st session reminder: as one unified body, we work to empower every Red Raider through leadership, advocacy, and community with intentional representation and a spirit of innovation. We leave a legacy of excellence that shapes the future of Texas Tech. You created this at the beginning of the semester. It's always a reminder at every single Senate meeting, and it will continue out through the rest of our session. With that being said, at this time we'll be giving committee reports. When your committee is called, the chair, the vice chair, or the individual designated to present the report will rise, give a brief summary of the report, ensuring to touch on any key issues of which they wish to be addressed. We will start with college committees, moving alphabetically throughout, and proceed to standing committees, starting with arts and sciences.
So for arts and sciences, we haven't met since our last meeting, but we're still working on developing more, enforcing like the cameras in the chem building and more lockers, and we're also working on the wireless connectivity of the ASB.
Thank you, at-large.
We also have not met since the last meeting, but we have been working on our legislation from last semester, which was advanced registration for senators, and I'll have an update on that I'll give to y'all whenever I present on Sunday.
Davis.
Davis committee has no committee report.
Education.
Education does not have any.
Graduate.
We have meeting this week, what we're working on is we are meeting different organizations at various departments, and just trying to understand what issues are there and how we can help.
Thank you. Honors.
Honors College does not have a committee report.
Architecture.
We further discussed ideas from last semester and made a list of names for further people to communicate with to further our legislation.
Thank you. Human Sciences. Law.
Law does not have a committee report.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
since most of us probably don't really have committee reports, I move to skip, or to suspend the standing rules of the Senate and skip committee reports.
It is moved and seconded by Senator Richard to suspend the committee reports. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor of skipping committee reports, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. Rule suspended. We will skip committee reports. Proceeding onwards towards routine motion and other business. Senator Andrew Hernandez has been moved to as an at-large senator. Shall by general consent confirm? Hearing no objection, motion passes. There has been changes to committee assignments. The chair appoints the following. On the Academics Committee, Senator Musad Askarnia and Senator Cameron Grimes as members. On the Budget and Finance Committee, Senator Parker Joyce as chair, Vice Chair pending. Senator Kate Fitzmaurice and Senator Waze Satar as members. On the Student Life Committee, Senator Addison Seidel as member. As co-director of the First Year Council, Senator Charlie Feubacher. In the Public Relations Committee, Senator Davis Berminger as chair and Senator Reese Walker as vice chair. In the Davis College, Senator Cooper Mao as chair and Senator Riley Sassenberg as vice chair. In the College of Media and Communications, Senator Ava Lansdale as vice chair. In the College of Engineering, Senator Mia McCall as chair and Senator Evan McAllister as vice chair. Given that the first meeting at the 61st session, the rule was suspended for the duration of the Senate to allow for first years to serve as chairs or vice chairs within committees. Therefore, this motion does not need to be made again as it is sustained for the duration of the Senate. The chair will now entertain a motion to confirm committee assignments. Senator Joyce.
Madam President, I move to confirm committee appointments as provided.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Villegas to confirm committee appointments as provided. This motion is debatable to 3 minutes in the affirmative, 3 in the negation, is unamendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed please say no. Ayes have it, committee appointments are confirmed. If you look around the chamber today, we do have quite a few with us. It's a full chamber. So today we get the honor of pinning not only our first year, both FYE programs, but as well as our cabinets and our ambassador members. So at this time, I would like to welcome Student Body President Faith Geisweit up. In this tradition, the student government has adopted a symbol of association, the seal of the Student Government Association, in the form of a lapel pin. When worn, you will signify your affiliation to the student governing body at Texas Tech University. Your lapel pin will announce to the campus community that you have been vested with the privilege to serve the students of the university and will protect their interests and make sure their voice is heard. Within the Student Government Association, your lapel pin will denote your years of affiliation. As annually, we will present full color bronze pins to a first year senator, silver to a second year senator, and gold to a third year senator, indicating their knowledge and experience. Appointed and first year program representatives will receive a silver pressed lapel pin, which you will receive today and indicate their association. Your lapel pin is to be worn at any time the business of the Student Government Association is being conducted. You are encouraged to wear it whenever students of this university are present to reassure them that they are represented and have a voice on campus. Now, we will ask you to rise by your program in the following order. First, we will start with our ambassador groups. If you are an ambassador, please rise. By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. Please say I do. All right, please come forward to receive your lapel pin from Student Body President. this time, can cabinet members please rise? By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do.
I do.
Awesome. Please come forward to receive your LAPL pin. Congratulations to all of our ambassadors and cabinet members. Can members of the First Year Leadership Association, interns of Student Body Faith Guys Fight, please rise? By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do. All right, please come forward and receive your pin. Congratulations. Can interns of the External Vice President please rise? By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do. You may proceed forward to receive your pin. Congratulations. Can interns of the Chief of Staff, Ryan Cavazos, please rise? By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do. Please come forward to receive your pin. You know you could have to shake their hand or something. Congratulations. Can the interns of the Internal Vice President please rise? By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do.
I do.
Awesome, please come forward. accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do. All right, please proceed forward. Congratulations. Can the interns of Reagan please rise? Or PR, thank you. By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and the mission of the Student Government Association. If you do, please say I do.
I do.
All right, please proceed forward. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to welcome Senator Reiniger and Senator Freybacher down to the floor to pin our first year council. If you are in the first year council, please rise. Yeah. By accepting this pin, I reaffirm my commitment to the student body and to the Student Government Association. If you do, please say, I do. I do. All right, please proceed forward to receive your pin.
We're still on air. Shh. Thank you.
Congratulations to all who received their pin today. Let's give one more big round of applause. At this time, is there any other routine motions or other business? Yes, Senator Repetto.
Madam President, I move to postpone definitely Senate Resolution 61.103, setting the sentiments of student senate. Stating the sentiments of student senate regarding two parking for the Texas Tech Police Department staff PTU lot. To Senate meeting, to the next Senate meeting on January 1st, or January 29th.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Joyce to postpone Senate Resolution 61.103 to the next Senate meeting on January 29th. This motion is debatable, but debate must stay within the merits of the motion to postpone definitely, is unamendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion on the motion to postpone definitely? Seeing none, we should now proceed to vote. All those in favor of postponing, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it, motion is postponed. Is there any other routine motions and other business at this time? Senator Safuna.
Move to
You may. Is there any other routine motions or other business? Seeing none, we should now proceed to first reading. Senate Concurrent Resolution 61.101. Senator McAllister.
Madam President, I rise to present Senate Concurrent Resolution 61.01, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the ballot poll for increase of university recreational fee.
You may.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Evan McAllister. I'm a senator in the College of Engineering, and this past semester I had the privilege of sitting on a fee committee for the University Recreation Center. And so what this piece is talking about is every student is charged a fee to use the University Recreation Services, which is the UREC, where we all like to work out and hang out. They're currently at their cap of how much they can charge for their student fee. And because of this, with prices of everything increasing for maintenance and offering their services, things are getting a little tight. So what we're trying to do is increase the cap of how much we can charge for a student fee, and this would not be an immediate, it wouldn't be immediate. This would be something to allow them latitude for the coming years to increase the student fee so that they can offer more services and so that they don't have to limit the services that they offer as of right now. Because as it's looking, it may look like they have to start charging for fitness classes, rec league games, and potentially have to reduce hours, which we all don't want. And so just a little bit of background about this. We look at, in the meeting, we look at all of the other universities in the Big 12, and Texas Tech has a larger facility than several of them, and we charge less for our fee, which is great, but due to the rising costs of things, we do need to up our fee, which is why we're trying to increase this, but we have to put it to the student body to vote. And so increasing it to 200, they would like to, in future years, add a satellite facility over by the HSC facilities and campus, which we all know that the rec gets crowded during certain times of the day, which makes it a little bit harder for people to go and play basketball games or work out. And adding a second facility would, disperse the crowds to having two facilities, which we all think would be great. So that's what this piece is talking about. We also want to increase the student count to 50,000 by the end of the decade for undergraduates, and the facility is not big enough to hold all those people. So that is another thing that we were talking about in this meeting. And so what this piece is wanting to do is, for the next election, put a question to the student body on the ballot asking if they would like to increase the fee, and it would be worded like this. Due to rising operational costs, the University Recreation Center may need to charge for rec classes, rec league games, or reduce operating hours without a fee increase. Do you support the state legislature in increasing the recreation fee limit to give the rec center the option to raise its annual fee to maintain current services and hours at no additional cost to students? And the responses would follow as: 1, yes, I support an increase to the recreational fee statutory limit, and 2, no, I do not support an increase to the recreation fee statutory limit. 3, I have no opinion in regard to an increase to the recreation fee statutory limit. Madam President, I move to place Senate concurrent resolution onto second reading and send to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Richard to place Senate Concurrent Resolution 61.01 onto second reading and sent to all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. Please vote in the polls. With 43 in the affirmative, 1 in the abstention, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.121. Senator Brimminger.
Madam President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.131, stating the sentiment of reallocation of the UREC turf allocation fund. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Good evening, y'all. For those who don't know me, my name's David Spirmager. I'm an at-large senator. And along with Evan, I also sat on this UREC fund committee. And something we kind of talked about was turf allocation funds that we're getting every year. And there was also staff that sat on this as well, and this was their recommendation too. So pretty much, just to keep it short, we have funds that are being set aside for turf projects every year. And right now, they're only getting $400,000 is what they're needing every year, and they're getting $830,000 annually. And since we cannot raise our fee as of now until everything gets passed, we want to put all that money by putting it back towards our students, which we put $430,000 back annually towards the students. Now, what can this do for y'all and every person on this campus? This can be seen through an increase in student employment, higher wages for people who want to work at the rec or just across campus, supporting club programs to help with out-of-pocket costs such as travel, uniforms, tournament fees, things of that nature, new gym equipment for the rec, and many more. With that, Madam President, I move to put Senate Resolution 61.121 on the second reading.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Sweden to place Senate Resolution 61.121 onto second reading and sent to all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, requires a majority vote. Vote in the polls. Yes, Senator Villegas.
Friendly amendment, Senator Caballero is no longer sent.
Thank you. Friendly amendment noted. Missing one. With 43 in the affirmative, 1 in abstention, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.122. Senator Villegas.
I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.122, stating sentiments of the Senate regarding confirmation and installation of Senate officers appointed by the Internal Vice President. May I first the podium?
You may.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a very restful break. This is just to confirm the installation of the new Senate officers caused by resignations. So our new historian would be Mr. Andrew Hernandez, and then our new Sergeant at Arms would be Miss Aaliyah Ineos. I move to suspend the rules that all pieces must be passed on second reading, sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Joyce to suspend the standing rule that all pieces must be placed onto second reading and sent to committees. This motion is unamendable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor of suspending, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it, motion is suspended.
I move to place Senate Resolution 61.122 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Jameson to place Senate Resolution 61.122 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, is amendable, and requires a majority vote to pass. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. With 42 in the affirmative, 1 in the negation, 2 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.123. Senator Richard.
Madam President, I rise to present Senate Resolution 61.123, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the creation of a Saddle Tramps and High Riders graduation recognition via a Golden Horseshoe Award. May I first the podium?
You may. Senator Villegas.
Under personal privilege, may I be excused from the rest of the meeting?
You may.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize, my voice is a little shaky. I almost got hit on the way here, so my anxiety spiked a little bit. So bear with me, please. I'm a little staticky, sort of, is what I call it. But this idea was a team effort between myself and graduate Senator Scarlett Gott. And the idea behind it was to recognize the Saddle Tramps and the High Riders with a graduation recognition that we want to call the Golden Horseshoe Medallion. It would be a similar ceremony to other student organizations. They would receive something similar to a cord or a stole. This one would be a Golden Horseshoe Medallion that they would receive for graduation. With that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.123 on second reading and sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Satar to place Senate Resolution 61.123 onto second reading and sent to all committees. Undebatable, unamendable, requires a majority vote. Vote in the polls. (43 in the affirmative, 1 in the abstain). Motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.124. Senator Lujan.
I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.124, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the high price of museum board and software. May I proceed?
You may.
So, in architecture, we have a lot of materials that we need to pay for, and one of them includes museum board. And we noticed a high spike in the cost of this material. It looked like it doubled the price. And when talking to fellow peers and just our professors, we did see that the price is a little bit high for the competition in the area, like Hobby Lobby and Hobbytown. So we want to get that price down and try to get the school to look into how to decrease the cost of this certain material, and with that, that could lead to lowering the cost of other materials. And we also pay additionally every month for Adobe Creative Cloud, and for the first year students, it starts at a student discount, which is about, I think, $25 a month, which totals to $240 a year. And after that, once you make it to second year or done with first year, we pay $40 a month for Adobe Creative Cloud, which totals to $480 a year. And this is a software that's essential to doing our work, which requires post-editing, drawings, making things look better. It's a requirement for our major, and we just want to see if our college and our dean can find a way to reduce that price, or find a way that students can get a reduced cost for that software that we need. And with that, it could help to get our dean and our student body to come up with more ideas to decrease the cost of our already expensive major. And with that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.124 on second reading and sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Edwards to place Senate Resolution 61.124 onto second reading and sent to all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, requires a majority vote. Vote in the polls. Missing two. With 44 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.125. Senator Richard.
Madam President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.125, stating sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the need for a graduate student acceptance package. May I have first podium?
You may.
Round two, here we go. Ooh, tough crowd. So this was another idea that me and Student Senator Gott came up with. It was the idea that because graduate students do not get an official acceptance package similar to an undergrad would, this would create one, because there's a lot of confusion for graduate students when they are going to become graduate students. They don't get the regular emails all the time. They have to go through multiple hoops just to find out if they've even gotten in. And this would help clarify a lot of that for them. Pretty much self-explanatory and all that. With that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.125 on second reading and sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Baker to place Senate Resolution 61.125 onto second reading and sent to all committees. Again, undebatable, unamendable, requires a majority vote. Vote in the polls. affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.126. Senator Richard, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam President. So this piece is stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding a need for reserve seating for the high riders during their events. It was brought to our attention that they don't get reserve seating similar to the Saddle Champs would in any of their sporting events, so we would like to give them the same due respect that they deserve with all their hard work that they put in for the students, for the campus, and it's also pretty self-explanatory. So with that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.126 on second reading and sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Manuel to place Senate Resolution 61.126 onto second reading and sent to all committees. Vote in the polls. With 44 in the affirmative, motion passes. We shall proceed forward to second reading. Senate Resolution 61.67. Senator Baker.
Madam President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.67 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding resolution to improve transparency and accessibility of voting records.
You may.
Okay guys, I don't know if you've had the chance to meet me yet, but my name is Nia Baker and I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, and then this piece is just to make the voting records, one, easier for the students to find that aren't in student government because it's kind of tricky if you don't know what you're looking for, and then to improve the transparency. I was looking for voting records from last year and it was kind of difficult for me to find what we were voting on, what the piece said, because everyone is different and it's not Melanie and it's not Ashton from last year, it's just the way our system has always worked. But if something's broken, you want to fix it, and we don't want to just keep using your broken system. So this would just be to put the pieces and the voting together. So the pieces that Sarah just passed today would go with our votes that are right below it. So if you voted no or abscess or yes, then you'd see that right under the piece instead of having to find the voting and then the pieces separately. We're just putting them in one thing. So we're not doing anything new. We're just putting it on one download so all the students are able to find it. So with that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.63 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Richard to place Senate Resolution 61.67 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, is amendable to the second degree, and requires a majority vote to pass. Is there any discussion on the floor? Senator Richard.
Madam President, I'd like to put a friendly amendment and be added as a closed motion, please.
Say that again a little louder, please.
Friendly amendment, I'd like to be added as a closed motion, please.
Friendly amendment noted, thank you. Is there any other discussion on the floor at this moment in time? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. With 42 in the affirmative, 1 in the negation, 1 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.68. The floor is yours, Senator Baker.
Okay, so this piece is just to see the votes. So I don't want us to be able to see the votes, and it's not because I don't want you to know how another senator voted, but I think sometimes we get all caught up in what your friend's next to you doing. You don't want your friend to dislike you. You want to vote one way, but you don't want them to think that you hate their piece or you think they're a horrible senator. Sometimes we just need more work on pieces. We need to have another meeting. We need to do the background, because we're not just representing the lovely people that are in this room, representing the whole Texas Tech student body. So if you vote to take a bus off a route, or if we vote to extend the dining hours or shorten the wages on campus, that doesn't just affect us. So sometimes I think that we're just voting yes on pieces that we shouldn't be be voting yes on, or sometimes we're not having the necessary conversations, one, to understand what the piece is actually doing. Today I emailed a couple of senators to ask for clarification on their pieces, not because I hated their pieces, but I didn't understand what they meant by them. So I don't think we're given enough time to do that effectively. And then if we are given enough time to do that effectively, we're not doing it because we're so caught up in them seeing our votes at the end. So this is holding the votes for the hour of the Senate meeting and then posting them after. So with that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.68 on third reading and final passage.
Do I have a second? It has been moved and seconded by Senator Hernandez to place Senate Resolution 61.68 onto third reading and final passage. This is debatable, amendable to the second degree, requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Senator Sweden.
Madam President, for the personal privilege, the time is now approaching 7 p.m. Can first years be excused and may I be excused for the remainder of the meeting as well?
Yes, first years may be excused at this time. Please exit quietly. We're missing 3. With 33 in the affirmative, 10 in the negation, 2 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.84. Senator Fitzmaurice. Please remain quiet. You may.
This piece is just to install additional power outlets and charging stations in the Rawls College of Business to enhance student study and collaboration spaces. Other colleges have these, and we're just trying to implement similar upgrades to keep Rawls up to date with the rest of the colleges. And there's been positive student feedback so far, so we're hoping they can replicate that. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.84 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Fitch to place Senate Resolution 61.84 onto third reading and final passage. This is debatable, amendable, requires majority vote. Any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Missing 2. Senator Seaton. 43 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.85.
Madam President, I rise to present Senate Resolution 61.85, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the education of the arts and sciences study. May I first?
You may.
Hi guys, my name is Emma. If you haven't met me, I'm on the Arts and Sciences Senate. So this piece, for second reading, basically this piece just wants to implement a study day, and it'd be like a social study day for the Arts and Sciences College to be held at the beginning of the year. A lot of students have expressed that they don't have the opportunity to get to know other students in their college since the college is so large and there's no dedicated event or kind of connections event at the beginning of the year. So this is a good opportunity for students to get connected with resources and to meet their peers and, you know, have a good time together and have some snacks and whatever. So with that, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.85 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Lansdale to place Senate Resolution 61.85 onto third reading and final passage. This is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. With 43 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.86. Senator Fitch.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.86 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the College of Education Unapologetically West Texas Initiative. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Addison Fitch for those that haven't met me. The Unapologetically West Texas initiative is an initiative that the Dean of College of Education wanted to get student eyes on. This is an initiative that we're going to start recruiting teachers in the West Texas area in rural school districts, and we're going to start recruiting them like athletes. These are quality educators that bring to the team something that could fulfill a classroom, run a classroom, make connections, really just continuing. We had a low increase in our enrollment within the College of Education in the past couple of years. Considering it's a hard profession to go into, we want to keep encouraging educators to educate our future generations in the future. So our initiative is just to really just work on the West Texas area for now, and then eventually slowly move into other parts, just getting these educators that would come to our school and come through the Tech Teach program. With that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.86 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Baker to place Senate Resolution 61.86 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote on the polls. With 42 in the affirmative, 1 in the negation, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.87. Senator Cervantes. Apologies.
Madam President, I'd like to introduce Senate Resolution 61.87. May I first read it?
You may.
So, hi everybody, in case you haven't met me, my name is Paola. So this is basically a resolution to amend the Senate rules to require the Sustainability Committee to participate in Senate tabling during Sustainability Week, whenever that is. Yeah. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.87 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Jameson to place Senate Resolution 61.87 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, is amendable, and requires a 2/3 vote since it is amending our rules. Is there any discussion at this moment in time? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. Missing 3. Missing 1. Please check the clickers. With 40 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.88. Senator Whittigan.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Bill 61.88, stating the sentences of the student senate regarding the placement of posters in all residential schools to encourage students to turn off unused lights to improve sustainability. May I first refer to?
You may.
Hi everybody. So my piece is pretty much just putting up some posters in the residence halls near the elevators so that students can see these posters and be reminded to turn off unused lights, so that we can not only like sustain the a lower environmental impact, but also just save a little bit of extra money on the electric on the side. I bet your parents told you all that growing up, but it's just to cut back on electrical waste. So Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.88
on to third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Hagerud to place Senate Resolution 61.88 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please proceed to vote in the polls. (41 in the affirmative, 1 negation, 1 abstain). Motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.90. Senator Fitzmaurice.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.90 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the support of student use of unoccupied classrooms and enrolls college and business spaces. May I finish the vote?
You may.
Okay, this piece is just a reintroduction of allowing students to use classrooms and roles because a lot of the student study spaces fill up really quickly. So opening up classrooms could help with that issue, and it really doesn't hurt anyone in the college, and it doesn't cost any money. So, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.90 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Lansdale to place Senate Resolution 61.90 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Senator Alessio.
I don't necessarily see why it needs to be a piece, although the classrooms and walls are left unlocked. At least to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but students can just go in and use them as they please since they're all locked. They're not typically asked to leave. They're only asked to leave if a class is in session. So I just don't necessarily see why this needs to be a piece.
Would you like to debate?
I can. I contacted the Rawls College and they said that classrooms aren't intentionally left open for students to use them as study spaces. But if there was a piece of legislation, they'd be more likely to allow students to do so because those classrooms are locked. They're supposed to be locked whenever they're not. That's what I was told.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, issues.
Seeing none, please vote in the polls. (43 in the affirmative). Motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.91. Senator Emanuel.
Regarding the need for a supervised project to enter the songs of this map in the body.
Yes, you may.
Alright guys, so this piece is just pretty straightforward. We met with different graduate senators and graduate students and also with the Dean Graduate School. And we found out that most persons don't have or don't know where to find the resources they need whenever they need them. And so with this, we wanted to have a link in the graduate school portal where all the resources we put together. So whenever you come, they just click the link and it directs you to where you're supposed to find the resource you need. So that's what we come up with the piece. With this, I moved to place this Senate Resolution 61.91 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Hagerud to place Senate Resolution 61.91 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. Senator Morris.
Point of personal privilege, may I be excused for the rest of the meeting?
You may. With 44 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.92. Senator Lewis.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.92 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding advanced registration for senators. May I approach the podium?
You may.
All right, so this was the piece that the at-large committee wrote for last semester that we introduced at the last meeting of the semester. So I actually have quite a few updates for this. I met with the registrar's office this morning actually to kind of discuss this initiative. We originally wanted to pursue this because several other groups on campus like President Select, the Honors College, and different scholarship organizations already have advanced registration. And so we wanted to see if that was a possibility to get that for senators, since we have such a heavy time commitment and are representing and advocating for our students here. So while we were in discussions today, we actually did talk about the same thing that Madam President mentioned earlier with our registration software and all of that kind of stuff. So they are working closely with IT to try to reboot our infrastructure so that way it is able to hold more traffic during those hours, especially on advanced registration days. So our discussion kind of led us to the conclusion that us getting advanced registration was not probably a possibility for this year, just because they are still working so heavily on refocusing that infrastructure and trying to upgrade it. But this is still an avenue that we can explore probably later. So I decided to go ahead and leave and push it forward so that we have it on the record that the Senate was in support of this from this session. But again, just an update that it probably will not be taking effect for the next couple of semesters until they get their infrastructure better equipped to handle things like this. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.92 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Bennett to place Senate Resolution 61.92 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Senator Alessio.
All right, I rise in very strong opposition to this piece for several reasons. First of all, I think it can get people into this room for the wrong reasons. Some people might want to join the Senate for the simple purpose that they'll get to register for classes early. Another reason is that I think it's a big conflict of interest for us to be the only ones to vote on this. I think there's a better way, I don't know what it would be, but there's certainly a better way that's not this one for this to become something that happens. Just a conflict of interest. Us voting on a benefit for ourselves just doesn't seem fair in my eyes. And for the third reason, I genuinely don't view it to be necessary. While yes, being a student government and being a senator is a time commitment, we commit Thursdays at 6 p.m. Most committee meetings are held Thursdays at 6 p.m. We've all been doing just fine with that, with our classes. Maybe one or two people have had issues with that. But I don't really think that early registration will save, like, it'll make it, I don't think it'll make it too much easier for the people who are struggling to come to Senate to come to Senate. There's not that many classes on Thursdays at 6 p.m. This is just like, again, it's, ask yourself, do I genuinely need this as a senator to fulfill my duties as a senator? Is this fair to the rest of the student body? Ask yourself if you really need it and if you think your peers need it, because I think it's a big conflict of interest. It's not necessary. It can get people in here for the wrong reasons.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Senator Mao.
Yeah, I rise in support of this piece, kind of for the exact opposite reasons. I actually do have an applicable case to this. I am going to miss a couple of next meetings because a section has exams at exactly 6 o'clock on Thursdays, on just right in the month time of when we're going to have meetings. If I had a different section, I would move my exams to Monday. Perfect example when I won't be able to serve my constituents because I don't have this privilege, basically. I do agree this is kind of going to be a conflict of interest, and it could bring people in here for the wrong reasons. Those are possibilities, but I think there are other draws that could bring people in here for the wrong reasons just the same. This could be a perk that would help the people that are being successful and actually trying to serve their students and make them actually more active and try to be better at their jobs. Thank you.
Senator Joyce, you're the maker. You have priority.
Just a small clarification. This is not just like us voting on this. Like I said, we can't pass this. This has to go through several steps of university administrators. So the registrar's office has to approve it first, and then they will go to the provost's office. The provost's office will review all of these proposals, and then once they get a final proposal, they'll send that to the academic council, who has to approve it then. So again, this is not just us making this decision for ourselves. We have a lot of people that we work very closely with that kind of understand this, that are guardrails against us being like serving our self-interest. These university officials know a lot of what we do, and so they can make a better judgment. I'd also like to say in the meeting with our registrar, she did say that almost any student organization on campus that you could think of has came and asked for advanced registration for their members. We obviously are in a unique scenario where we are democratically elected to represent these students. We have legal issues that we have to face, like we just talked about with the fee committees, that are very important issues for the university, which is why it can be really convenient for all of us to be able to be in here on Thursdays at 6 o'clock. I think you've also noticed over the last year, and I've seen in the last two sessions prior to this, we experience a lot of senator turnover because a lot of them have other commitments, other class commitments. Even just the other night, one of my friends resigned from the Senate because she had too many class loads. So this giving us like a better opportunity to like balance that and give us more opportunities to serve our students, so we're not so drowning in classes with weird hours.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Senator Fitzmaurice.
I have a question. How are the students going to be told about this? Like, if I was a student and I was in Senate, I'd want to know that the senators are getting advanced registration. So how would they be told if this goes through?
So the other groups on campus, they don't really like advertise that you get advanced registration. I know from the Honors College, that's like a well-known fact, but you know, they're not like told that specifically. I think other scholarship organizations do that. President-Select does that. Which I think President-Select is really interesting in comparison because we do a lot of the same work with them. They work closely with the President's office on advancing the university's overall agenda and supporting students, especially prospective students. So I feel like we kind of fit under the same category there. But that is a fair point. If students keep up with our legislative agenda, they can see what all we're voting on and they would know that. I don't know if it would necessarily be advertised. I think that would be something that is kind of, like Senator Alessio mentioned, the guardrails. Against kind of people getting in here for the wrong reasons. We don't really need to like blast that out to everybody because then that might bring up that issue. And another thing is that whenever we do eventually, semesters down the road, readdress this issue, there will be opportunities to be able to address those guardrails on making sure that senators are still effectively like functioning before they get access to this advanced registration, not just immediately giving it to everybody before they even have the time to like serve in their role. There's a lot of different like ways we can do that. But I think those are issues that we can address later. Again, like I said, this is not really an issue for right now. It's going to be down the road for future sessions to kind of discuss and hammer out all the details. This is just saying, that we were in support of it now. We passed the same piece of legislation, slightly rewritten, at the end of the last session, so this will make it the second year in a row. So we kind of keep persisting in this endeavor.
Is there any other discussion? Senator Baker.
I think that this could be a good way to get new people in Senate that are already committed to so many different places on campus. If they had the opportunity to be in earlier classes or maybe move their schedule around, they'd be more likely to participate in Senate because they think that they don't have the time currently right now. Or when I was talking to people about Senate last semester for outreach, they thought there was no place for them in Senate because they weren't talking to people in Senate. So maybe this could be an idea that we could think about to do more tabling, do more outreach because we'll have the time to because our classes will be moved around. So I understand that it's important this piece.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Senator Alessio, this is your second and final debate.
I think the comparison to President-Select is an unfair one. They give tours throughout the day. A lot of the work they do is daytime work. Our work is in the evening work. It's 6 p.m. and after. And so we may have meetings with deans, but those are scheduled simply one-off events. You can move around a meeting. Our main schedule is usually set at the very beginning of the semester. It's pretty easy to plan around things, and I understand that there may be exams and things like that, but those are things that every student faces. And again, just ask yourself if you really think that this is necessary for yourself.
Senator Joyce, this is your second and final.
I actually kind of disagree with that point, just because senators should be doing a lot of daytime work. Your work should not just exist inside of this chamber and at your committee meetings. You should be out there advocating for your students. You should be meeting with university officials. We should be out there tabling as much as possible, trying to find those students. So, we have 40,000 students, over 40,000 students on this campus, and very, very few know what we actually do here and how much we can actually help them. So again, I think if we're being effective senators, we should be doing more. And because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that right now, I know we do a lot of tabling during the daytime. Whenever I'm at class or I work in my on-campus job, I miss out on a lot of those opportunities that could be solved by better scheduling. Sometimes that doesn't always work out in your favor because classes are offered at weird times, but giving us every opportunity to be able to do that and be able to reach more students, I think is a really great opportunity for us to grow as an organization and better serve our constituency.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Senator Hernandez.
Yeah, I would say to the point that we do our tabling during the day. That is a good point. The only thing is, with organizations like President-Select, they have a very rigorous amount of points that you have to meet, right? So whether that's doing tours or whatever the case might be, there's very specific point requirements that they have to hit, which is why they have that, ability to choose classes earlier on. With tabling, I mean, you only need 2 tabling points, right? So just because we have 2 tabling points does not mean that we get to, schedule our classes earlier than everybody else. I mean, it just still seems unfair, and the point requirements just don't seem hard enough to kind of lost my word there, but it's not hard enough to kind of require us to be scheduling earlier than other students. So it just doesn't make sense to me at that point.
Senator Baker.
I move to approve this motion.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Eno. Senator, I need 5. Senator Eno, Senator Fitzmaurice, Senator Duke, Senator Bijou, Senator Richard, Senator Satar. To previous question, this motion is debatable. 3 minutes in the affirmative, 3 in the negation. Is unamendable. Requires a 2/3 majority vote in order for it to pass. Is there any debate on the motion of previous question? Seeing none. All those in favor of previous question, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, please say no. If you are in the negation, please signify by raising your hand. Let the record show 3 are in the negation. If you are in the abstain, please signify by raising your hand. Let the record show 0 in the abstain. Motion passes for previous question. Please proceed to vote on the motion. Senator Mack.
One personal inquiry.
State your
Excuse
point.
for the remainder of the meeting.
You may. With 34 in the affirmative, 3 negation, 5 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.93. Would any senator like to present Senate Resolution 61.93 as both senators have resigned and there are no co-sponsors? Senator Joyce.
Sure, Madam President, I rise to present Senate Resolution 61.93 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding creating additional space to support breakfast service and reduce congestion at Chick-fil-A and the Rawls College of Business. May I approach the podium?
You may.
So obviously I did write this piece. I'm not very familiar with kind of the footwork and legwork that went behind it. But I actually am a student at the Rawls, and the Chick-fil-A is quite crowded if anybody has ever been in there. There's long lines, there's a lot of waiting time, and there's not really a waiting area that you kind of see. And I think this could be especially an important opinion to voice because the College of Business is actually looking to expand their building in the next couple of years. So having this kind of in the works would be a great opportunity to voice our opinion to the dean and the other people planning this project so that we might be able to get a bigger Chick-fil-A in the Rawls. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.93 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator McCall to place Senate Resolution 61.93 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any debate on this motion? Seeing none, please vote in the polls.
Friendly amendment.
State your amendment.
The piece is going to need an author.
Yes, sir. What would you like to offer?
Sure.
Would any senators like to be listed as an author? Oh my goodness. You ready? Senator Joyce is an author. I saw Senator Hernandez go up next. And I believe I actually saw Senator Satar actually go up next. Sorry, guys. If you would like to co-sponsor, email Melanie. Please vote in the polls. Senator Fitzmaurice.
I have a question. Those 2 senators were actually listed on my other piece. Do they need to be removed?
Yes, we will make sure to go through friendly amendment and remove them from all pieces. during this meeting. Missing one. Please check your clickers. $37 in the affirmative, 4 in negation, 1 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.94. Senator Reiniger.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.94 regarding the implementation of low-cost lighting on the 3 pedestrian bridges crossing Marcia Sharp Freeway. May I approach the podium?
You may.
I'll be presenting this piece on behalf of Cooper Mao. So we did hear several guests speak about the poor lighting across campus. So we all know that light is a pressing issue here for campus safety. And the 3 bridges that cross Marcia Sharp are large student corridors that have minimal lighting, as we all know, creating a dangerous environment for students that are traveling at night. Now, Tech just bought the parking garage, making the bridge near the stadium an even more prevalent student walking path. Budgeting issues and dealing with jurisdiction over who actually owns the bridge is something that will be dealt with in meetings in the future with the proper people. Madam President, I move to put Senate Resolution 61.94 on 3rd reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator McAllister to place Senate Resolution 61.94 onto 3rd reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Senator Edwards. $41 in the affirmative, 1 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.95.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.95 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the implementation of online ordering at Chick-fil-A in the Rawls College of Business. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hey everyone, in case you haven't met me, my name is Savannah. This piece of legislation is to implement online ordering at the Chick-fil-A in the Rawls College of Business. So with the implementation of online ordering, it would improve service efficiency, reduce wait times, and enhance the overall convenience within the Rawls College of Business. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.96 onto 3rd reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Bennett to place Senate Resolution 61.96 onto 3rd reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. One person. $41 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.96. Senator
Madam
Howell.
President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Bill 61.96, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding increased charging accessibility functionality within the Rawls College of Business. May I approach the podium?
You may. Senator McAllister.
Point of inquiry.
State your point.
Never mind, I'm sorry.
Okay. This is written by my good friend Hannah Lockett, and I'm really passionate about chargers. I think everyone deserves one, so y'all should vote green. Madam President, I move to place the Senate Bill 61.95 onto 3rd reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Fish to place Senate Resolution 61.96 onto 3rd reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Senator Joyce.
Is this not the exact same bill as 61.84?
You mean resolution?
Yes, Senate Resolution 61.84 that we just passed like 10 minutes ago. If everybody has it open, you can go look.
I would argue that this one is better. I would suggest failing this piece and then adding as unfortunately we've already passed that piece, so
I'll take that.
we either fail this piece or rescind action on the last piece. Hannah, lock it on this piece. Senator Joyce.
Madam President, I move to postpone indefinitely Senate Resolution
Please quiet in the chamber.
61.96.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Alessio to postpone indefinitely Senate Resolution 61.96. This motion is debatable. Debate may go into the merits of the main question, is amendable by the second degree, requires a majority vote. Senator Joyce.
This is just a point of parliamentary information. Postponing indefinitely has the effect of killing the bill. This is basically our way of getting rid of it without actually having to like vote no on it. So yeah. It's a pleasant way. It is a pleasant way to remove this action item.
Is there any discussion on the motion to postpone indefinitely? Senator Hernandez.
I want to vote no on this piece, so that's my debate.
And that is a valid debate, yes, sir. Not a valid debate in that sense, I apologize. That is a reason you can vote no on the motion to postpone indefinitely. Is there any other discussion on the motion to postpone indefinitely? Seeing none, proceed to vote in the polls on the motion to postpone indefinitely. Quiet in the chamber, quiet in the chamber. If this passes, the motion is disposed of. If this fails, we go to vote onto the motion itself, on the piece itself. I apologize. Senator Seidel. We're missing two. In the affirmative, 1 in the negation, motion passes. This motion has been postponed indefinitely. Senate Resolution 61.97. Senator McAllister.
I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.97, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the addition of outdoor seating areas in the engineering key. Madam President.
You may.
All right, hello again. This, just to state, is not my piece, but I am a co-sponsor for it. So we have a lot of space in the engineering key. I don't know if y'all walk through it very often. But what we're looking to do is utilize that space for study spaces, as well as just places to enjoy the space that we have by installing outdoor seating areas. Just for the engineering students to enjoy and anyone that wants to be in the engineering key. So that's what this piece is about. Madam President, I move to place this on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator McCall to place Senate Resolution 61.97 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion, Senator McCall?
So I was wondering, Madam President, if I could be an author since the two people on that piece are not in Senate.
They are, they're just not here.
If you would like to be a co-author, you can ask for permission.
Yes, I'd like to be a co-sponsor.
Co-sponsor, you may.
Madam President, I have a friendly amendment.
State your friendly amendment.
For the co-sponsors, the E in McAllister be changed to an A.
Duly noted. Is there any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please proceed to vote in the polls. Missing 3, Senator Reiniger. (42 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.98. Senator Richard.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.98, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the need for an increase to the scholarship fund spending limit of the Texas Tech University Air Force and Army ROTC detachments. May I first put
You may.
Hope y'all ain't tired of me yet. So this piece is to bring priority to a conversation that started a year ago. This was brought to my attention that we are slowly but very scary losing our Army ROTC, and it's going to start affecting our Air Force ROTC as well. So conversations need to start happening now to fix this, otherwise we could potentially lose our detachments. And I don't know if y'all ever get the chance to speak with these guys. They do so much. They are incredible people. They run the security games for all of our sporting events. They are hardworking and dedicated people who are about to go into military careers. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm very passionate about the military. I have a military family, I have military friends, and this is just a very passionate project for me. With that, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.98 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Fish to place Senate Resolution 61.98 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Missing 3. Senator Reiniger.
I rise to the point of personal privilege.
State your point.
Student body president needs assistance with flooding in the AFS arena. May I be excused for the remainder of the meeting?
I'm sorry, you can. With 41 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.99. Senator Joyce.
Sure, again. Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.99, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding increased campus safety through installing exterior security cameras around the Robert H. Ewalt Student Recreation Center. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Again, I did not write this legislation, so I wasn't there for the legwork that went into it, but it looks pretty good. We all love safety and cameras. So, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.99 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Jameson to place Senate Resolution 61.99 onto third reading and final passage. Any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls.
Madam President,
Yes, Senator Richard?
friendly amendment, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor to this if possible, please.
You may. Please check your clickers. Missing 2. 41 in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.100. Senator Bijou.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.100 regarding the installation of security cameras in the chemistry building lab hallways. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Okay, hello everyone. So theft is a big thing in the chemistry building, and we often get
department-wide emails about the theft. And so this proposal is just to maybe advocate for some security cameras in those lab hallways, and just to lessen the theft and identify perpetrators. With that, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.100 to third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Cervantes to place Senate Resolution 61.100 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? The chair offers a friendly amendment to strike Senator Farag from the piece. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Missing 2. Missing 1. In the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.101.
Madam President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 61.101, seeing the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding climate regulation within the Texas Tech Media and Communications Building. Can I please approach the podium?
You may.
All right, good evening, Senators. For anyone who hasn't met me yet, I am Yami Akinyeye. This is a piece that has been a long time in the making. I worked on it with America Rodriguez, one of our prior senators, but she has graduated, so of course I'm one of the only people left standing for senators. Basically what this proposition is actively stating is that we're looking for climate regulation within the MCOM building, especially during the hot seasons when it can get super, super unbearably hot within the classrooms, making students uncomfortable. We already conducted a survey on this, and majority of students have already stated and listed that they are uncomfortable with the climate happening within here. And for extra information, we have already discussed with building management and operations. We had our we had our meeting last semester, and they have already conducted an investigation over all of this, and they found a broken fan somewhere in the building. So they already got that checked, we've got that fixed, and we're on the run to making sure that this building is comfortable for everybody who utilizes it. So, Madam President, I move to place Senate Bill 61.101 to second reading and send to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Sani to place Senate Resolution 61.101 onto third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, requires a majority vote. Senator Hernandez.
In the spirit of me being previous MCOM senator, can I be added as a co-author? Since America
Senator Akinyeye, would you give permission?
Yes.
Senator Akinyeye, do you give permission to MCOM Senator Ava Lansdale to also be added as an author?
Yes.
Duly noted in the journal. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, please proceed to vote in the polls. Missing 1, please check your clickers. In the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.103. Senator Parvin-Finney.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.102 stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the installation of additional lockers in the chemistry building hallways. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Hi everyone. So this was also a piece before Christmas, winter break. But basically adding on to the previous piece about the chemistry building, there has been a lot of theft in the chemistry building as students are required to leave everything outside a lab to ensure that there's no contamination and for safety reasons. And so many students spend hours in labs and they don't have a reliable or sufficient amount of places to store their belongings. And so by installing additional lockers in the building, we can reduce the theft, and we can also improve student safety and convenience. So Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.102 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Duke to place Senate Resolution 61.102 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing Senator Bijou.
For the amendment, yeah, that would be added as a proposed policy.
You may. Senator Cervantes. Senator Duke as well. Is there any other discussion on this motion? Senator Jameson? Is there any discussion? Seeing none? Yes, Senator Hernandez?
Well, no, I'm like for this piece, but I was just gonna say, I know in like the
Please rise when speaking.
oh yeah, sorry about that. In the, I forgot what building it was, I believe it's the academic sciences one. They have like cubbies inside the actual labs. Maybe you could do some of that, just so you can like keep an eye on your own stuff, type stuff.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Missing 2. Senator Alessia. Missing 1. Senator Hayes. One in the affirmative, motion passes. We have postponed Senate Resolution 61.103. We should proceed forward to 61.104. Senator Parvanthani, Senator Cervantes, Senator Duke, would you like to present this piece? Senator Duke.
Senate Resolution 61.104. Stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding increasing signage around campus advertising free academic services offered by Texas Tech University. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Okay, hi everyone. This is really simple. We just want to get some signage around campus advertising things like the SI sessions, Blue Books, Scantrons, calculator rentals, tutoring at the Learning Center, tutoring at the residence halls, things like that, just to let students know what services they have available to them to help them become more successful in the semester and with their academics. So with that, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.104 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Lujan to place Senate Resolution 61.104 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. Missing 2. Bless you. In the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.105.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Bill 61.105, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding clarification on the Honors College thesis credit policy. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Okay, this is
actually my piece, and it's super awesome. Basically, if you want to write a thesis, it's through the honors college, but if you're an HSH major, it doesn't count towards your honors credit, those hours, which makes sense because it's a part of the major. But if you're not, and you're just like, hey, this is a cool thing I can do, well, it still doesn't count, but it should, and so that's why you should push the green button. Anywho, Madam President, I move to place Senate Bill 61.105 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Satar to place Senate Resolution 61.105 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion?
Personal inquiry, are you saying that if you take the honors thesis, you don't get a 3-hour credit?
No, so like if you are writing your thesis, like the hours towards it as an HSH student don't apply to honors credit because that's a part of the major coursework. But say you're just a regular biology major and you want to write a thesis, then those hours of the thesis will go to honors credit, which goes to your total 24 hours that you need.
Senator Baker. Sorry, I saw Senator Baker right next.
Senator Webb, can she clarify what she's saying? Is she saying that the honors credit for highest honors doesn't apply even if they do the honors thesis for the 24?
Yes, like if you're like wanting to write a thesis, like at this moment, and you're not an HSH major, the hours of the thesis credit doesn't apply to your honors credit, but this bill will make it apply to your honors credit.
Is there any other points of information? Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, please vote the polls. Senator Seidel. Missing one. Check your clickers. (38) in the affirmative, 2 in the abstain, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.106. Senator, other side. Sager.
Madam President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.106, stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding an outdoor seating checkout service at the law school.
You may approach the podium.
Okay, hi guys. This is just talking about this piece again. During COVID, the law school bought all of these lawn chairs and so that people could practice social distancing, and they've never been used since. And there's been a lot of students who have expressed an interest in more outdoor seating just to get fresh air and whatnot. So this is providing us with the opportunity to check out these lawn chairs just during the day or whenever from the library, and then return them back to the storage closet whenever students are not using them. It just provides more seating, wouldn't cost anything extra or any extra time. So with that, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.106 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Cox to place Senate Resolution 61.106 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, vote in the polls. in the affirmative, motion passes. Senate Resolution 61.108. Senator Russo.
Madam President, may I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 61.108? Stating sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the installation of pedestrian walk signals at the crosswalk located at Main Street and Glen Avenue. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Okay, if you guys don't know me, my name's Taylor. This piece basically is just talking about adding pedestrian walk signals at crosswalks, because although there is painted crosswalks currently in place at this intersection, there are no pedestrian walk signals to indicate when it's safe for students to cross. This creates confusion and potential safety hazards, especially during high traffic hours. So it's just to be more safe. Yeah. Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolution 61.108 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Esparnilla to place Senate Resolution 61.108 onto third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Senator Cervantes.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. Missing one. In the affirmative, motion passes. We shall now proceed forward to the calendars. If you are presenting a consent calendar, please line up in the order of which you are to present your piece at the front of the chamber. Senate Resolution 61.127. Senator Baker.
Today, I have the honor of talking about Irvin Gabriel Cortez Garcia, known to many as Gabby, who lost his life on November 20th, 2025, and he was known as a bright, driven, cherished member of the student body. And then the other graduate, he played sports and was a sports management major in the College of Arts and Sciences, the best college on campus, and he was pursuing an academic dream and goal for his future. Many knew that he was determined, resilient, disciplined, and had perseverance through all his academics, even all of his extracurriculars. And he was respected on many parts of campus. Whenever talking to people that Gabby knew, they could say that he was kind, he had humility, he was devoted to his family, his faith, and all of his community. So I just want to remember Gabby and all of his life, and for us to be more like him.
Thank you. Senate Resolution 61.128.
Last time, guys, I promise. This is to congratulate the High Riders on their 50th anniversary. I really admire these women, as they have been a women's spirit organization dedicating themselves to being leaders on our campus. They do so much for us on our campus without us even realizing. So congrats to the High Riders.
Senate Resolution 61.129.
Hey everyone, this resolution congratulates the Texas Tech Health El Paso on their successful fundraising initiative to build a new Fox Cancer Center. So as of now, they have raised about $52 million and started groundbreaking on the Fox Cancer Center last September, which is expected to be finished by 2028, benefiting cancer patients and their families across West Texas and the Borderplex region. With that being said, Madam President, I move to place Senate Resolutions 61.127 through 61.129 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Alessio to place Senate Resolution 61.127 through 61.129 onto third reading and final passage. Please be aware that these pieces must be passed with 100% in the affirmative in order for it to pass. If there is any reason why we should separate a piece right now and vote on it independently, please say so.
Point of order, there is no author on Senate Resolution 129.
That was friendly amendment, yes, sir. Is there any discussion, any reason why we should pull a piece? Seeing none, please vote in the polls. Missing 2. Please check your clickers. Senator Lansdale. 41 in the affirmative, motion passes. We should now proceed forward to announcements. That is not, sorry. Senator Joyce.
I actually have 2 announcements. So we kind of had a delay in getting started on the honors caucus that we passed last semester. Again, if any of y'all honors students that are senators are interested, if you could please stay after and talk to me for just like a quick second. And then second off, anybody who is on budget and finance, if you could also stay for a second, so me and Madeline can talk to you. Thank you.
Is there any other relevant announcements? Senator Richard.
Okay. A little bit from the pageant world, just a great happy with Miss America back in December. Just in the Lubbock area, we placed over 750-ish wreaths in the area, that was really impressive for our area. Coming up this weekend, we have the Miss Lubbock pageant, so I hope you all will continue to welcome all the new pageant queens that we keep getting in. I love the fact that Texas Tech has so many pageant queens. We have a lot of things coming up for myself and the senior elite Miss Military Star Texas as we get ready for our national. Lots of fundraisers, lots of community service opportunities, and I would love to keep working with y'all and welcome back.
Thank you. Is there any other announcements? Mr. McClure, do you have any announcements?
I love you guys. Thanks for being here. It really means a lot to all of us. Thanks.
Senator Alessio.
Move to adjourn meeting.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Feuerbacher to adjourn this meeting. This motion is undebatable, unamendable. Requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned.